Hi, people. This is Phil Schinneberg, and I got something that's exciting for me today. I want to talk about the word indent or indenture. Like, now, indent, uh, when you're, well, it used to be when you're typing a paragraph, you indent the first line of a paragraph a little bit. You push it in a little bit. That's called indenting it. Uh, Back in my day, we had to follow formats and do things exactly right. But anyway, that was called an indent the paragraph. But the word indenture comes is is something that means well a contract. Uh, for many years in Europe and people would come over would not just in America, but they would sign a contract like with a richer person, let's say a rich farmer. He would sign a contract with some people in Europe and pay for their fare to come over here, pay for the fare, and in return, they would agree to work for him for, usually, they said it was 7 years when America was younger, starting off. Well, I found out a few days ago that one of my relatives, my great grandfather and great grandmother, were a young married couple, and they signed an indenture to come over to Louisiana from France. They agreed to to work. I think it was for 4 years, and to do that. So, but an indenture. Why was it called an indenture? Because of the Latin root of that is dent, which means tooth, toothy. It's a tooth. Okay, I've said that enough times. I think you got the word. And the reason was when they would make up a contract, the well, I can't do it there. They would write the contract duplicate. On one side would be the contract. I agree, we agree, or me. Or in his case, it was both of them. Pierre Azide Maillot and his wife both agreed to come to, in this case, to America and work for this so and so for so many years, and in return for which he would pay for their fare over here. And it would write it on a contract like this. They would write it the exact same thing on both sides. Each side had the same writing, and then they would tear it like that. And so you had two pieces. One would be given to the person who was the contractor or the person who was paying for it, and the other to the indentured person. So that means that if there was ever any dispute over who or what, well, I said 7 years. No, you didn't. You said 6 years. There was a dispute over what I said you would only work on my farm or whatever. Um, they would look at that and they could know they had the same indenture contract because they would fit together exactly. And of course, at the end of the time, the 3 years, I believe my great grandparents went after serving their time, and they picked up the other part of it, and I believe they would have tear it up or something because it was theirs then. They had worked their way through. I'm told, and it's in a book somewhere, a relative found, that said that they managed to save money while they were working as indentures and buy a small, little tiny piece of land up in Placerville, Louisiana. That's amazing. They were indentures. That's how they do it. They took a chance, folks. So indenture and indent comes from the word tooth, because it looks like a jagged tooth. Um, my visual aids are really rotten, but I try my best. So this is Phil Schinneberg with Why Do We Say That? Why do we say the word indent and indenture? When you use it now, you'll have a better idea. Thank you, and talk to you later. Maybe not.